We just finished rehearsal. It went well. I guess what's happening now is we're kind of just getting into a groove, so I've gotten more used to being online. It's more so become, oh hey, I'm going to rehearsal today, instead of I'm going to figure out how to do rehearsal online. Let's see how this goes. It's nice to actually get in the groove of feeling like I'm doing a rehearsal based on a routine. Online rehearsals are becoming more normalized for all of us, so it's a good thing for sure, because the more we get used to them, the easier they become and such, and then the better rehearsal goes. But it's also kind of sad to say that we're getting used to online rehearsals, because I miss being in the studio so much. We just finished a 10 to 6 rehearsal and we did a lot today, which is awesome. So we started in the morning from 10 to 1. We did choreography with Trevor. Then we got a little break from 1 to 1:45. Then we came back and we had a really great discussion. So once again, today we talked a lot about displaying versus displacing. And so what David actually had us do today is we took a whole hour to discuss this. I took a ton of notes because there was a ton of stuff that I wanted to talk about. So the first thing that David had us talk about, what is supremacy? Then we talked about complicit theater versus fighting that complicity through shows, and then how we can do that with our own show, how we can do that as an ensemble. So a lot of our discussions surrounded having the ongoing conversation. It's not something that's just implemented in the show for the purpose of performative activism. So something that Asenia, the dramaturg, said in our discussion today that I jotted down because I thought it was really important was that the oppressors are part of displaying the hierarchies. And in a sense, we need to show it because that's what reality is. There are characters in the show who take on very negative, crude opinions. There are sexists, racists in the show, to show the honesty of what's been going on in previous years, whether that was 400 years ago or 50 years ago. But no matter what, those topics are still reiterated in today's society. So we just started a 6 to 10 rehearsal, not just started, it's 7 p.m. There's something that's really important for David to do is he'll send us into breakout rooms and have us just compliment each other and talk about things that we like and what the other person is doing that inspires us or we admire about someone. And it really helps and it's really nice, and it feels like you get to know people on a deeper level because we're actually having sustainable conversations amongst the cast. The rehearsals are booked out for a block of scenes. So tonight we're doing scenes 9 to 14. So we're trying to run them smoothly now, and then David's goal is to run that block of scenes twice tonight. So I'm not in scenes 9 and 10, so I turn my camera off, I turn my mic off, and then I'm on standby for that time. And then we kind of discuss now that we are doing continuous scenes and how people will be on standby because no one is in every scene. How can we stay inside our character? How can we stay focused inside the world of the show? Okay, so I just finished rehearsal and I changed my hair and put my glasses on, so maybe I look like a different person. I don't know. We ran through each scene separately, but we were all staying on call because we weren't sure how long the scene was gonna take. And then we did scenes 9 through 14. It went fairly well. Obviously, there's still work to be done on scenes. The work never stops. You could work on a show for 3 months or 3 years, and then the progress would be unbelievable. The work is never ending when it comes to theater, which is one of the reasons I love it so much. I guess we stepped into a new sector of the rehearsal process tonight and the development process tonight. So we're going to try and do a full run this Thursday, and David says, you know, it'll be choppy, it'll be rough, and once we have that done, even if it is rough, it'll feel like we have a very large skeleton. And then going into next week is reading week. So we get this weekend off for Thanksgiving. And then Tuesday, we're diving into a huge rehearsal week. Rehearsal week is early this reading week, but it's rehearsal week for me. Reading week is early this year. So usually what happens is you have a full week of rehearsals during reading week, and then you have Q to Q, and then the following weekend is opening. But this time we have rehearsals all through reading week, and then opening isn't for another 2 weeks. Alright, so tonight it's not just after rehearsal, it's actually 2 hours after rehearsal. So we ran through scenes 15 to 20, and then at the end of rehearsal, David said, okay, I'm gonna open up a breakout room for the actors, and I know that, you know, after rehearsal usually ends, if you were in a studio in person, you guys would be chatting as you got your shoes on, like packed up your bags. I know that you guys don't have that opportunity anymore because it's over Zoom and it feels weird just to kind of say bye and then leave the room. So instead, he opened up a breakout room for the actors, and we got to go in there and kind of just chat with each other. And we ended up chatting for so long that David had to kick us out. We didn't realize that he was still, like, we forgot that because he was the host, he still had to technically close the Zoom meeting. So he was so kind and left it open for us for so long. And then at 5 to 11, he was like, hey guys, just to let you know, I'm gonna go to bed in 5 minutes, so maybe wrap it up. We had no idea we'd been talking for so long. A lot of us in the cast, we don't really know each other that well. Some of us are really good friends. There's a good chunk of people in the cast that I'm extremely close with because I've been working with them for over 3 years now, but there's a lot of second years because I'm in 4th year. There's a lot of second years that I haven't got the chance to meet or know. It's that cast bonding that is so much harder to develop over Zoom, but this was something that was completely unplanned. It was just like the nicest possible surprise, and I personally once again felt like we'd done something that topped Zoom. The feelings that I received from that experience were things I would receive in a normal theater process and not over a Zoom process. It felt like honest to God cast bonding. It was the boost of serotonin that I didn't know I needed, but I'm very happy I got. I was really tired tonight because I didn't get a very good sleep last night for whatever reason. I think I had too much coffee. But regardless, going into rehearsal tonight, I was like, I'm tired, but I'm gonna work the hardest that I can still. We did the scenes where Galactia is very emotionally intensive, and so I was trying to use my exhaustion towards her benefit in that scenario. Her emotional intensity could be driven in part by exhaustion, so we got some good work done tonight, which I was very pleased with. And then to have that nice little surprise, I thought I was gonna be in bed by 10:05 tonight, but little did I know. So it was a good night, great night. So you may notice I'm filming in a mirror today. I'm not filming my face the other way around, and that's because I want to show you guys my outfit because today we're doing a Halloween rehearsal. So Alyssa, the assistant stage manager, and I are dressing up as Katie and Janice from Mean Girls. I know it's not very Mean Girls-esque, and I'm wearing leggings under my skirt, but I have a pink belt, I have a pink jacket. The point is I have this great pink leather jacket that just makes the outfit. I'm back again editing. I hope you enjoyed the lightheartedness of the little Halloween clips. Those are things that really boost morale in the theater, so I think they're really important to inject in these vlogs. At this point, we've finished opening weekend. I've been vlogging after each performance, so those clips will be coming up in vlogs soon after this one is released, and in those vlogs I'll be able to start spilling all the secrets of the show that I wasn't able to previously. So we're heading into closing weekend now, which is always bittersweet. Closing night is exciting because typically it's when you leave everything on the stage. So it's garnered a reputation to essentially have the best run. It's exciting, it's a celebration of sorts, but it's also sad in a way. So that's where I'm at currently. Definitely an even weirder feeling for me because this will be my last university main stage. So not only am I doing closing night of a show, I'm doing closing night of my last main stage ever at Brock. So I've had friends come to the shows thus far. I haven't had any family come yet. All my family's coming this weekend, but I've had some friends come, and it's always nice to have that conversation after with your friends that, you know, you've been telling them about this show that you can't tell them everything about for the past however long months. I'll call my friends after rehearsal and tell them in very vague terms what we've been doing, and it was probably a quite confusing conversation. It's very encouraging to hear good feedback, but in all honesty, everyone I've talked to has been confused in some sense, which makes sense because we're using Brechtian techniques in the show. As an audience member, it's a show that you have to think about. Not everything is laid out for you, which some people don't particularly enjoy and others do. Sometimes you have to weave your mind through this abstract way of thinking to grasp exactly what is going on. I'm really glad that I can be a part of a production that fuels an ever-growing conversation. We want to spark conversation to create change because I'm a firm believer that theater can do more than just entertain.